We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast that does bumps in the night. Here's your host, Double D, aka Frankenstein the monster.
Wahahaha. Greetings to all you monsters, creatures, ghouls and goblins, pimps and hoes, all you mofos on the low. Welcome to the Halloween special Conspiracy Dummy, a podcast where the freaks come out at night.
Today on the podcast, we have the homie JC, aka the Wolfman.
Hey guys, lucky for me was a full moon last night.
Oh shit.
Wait, or was that tonight?
Could be tonight, man. I think so. I did see something fucking. Oh shit, what's going on? Oh shit. Homeboy, you okay? Ooh, shit, what's up? All right.
I'm back.
We got this homie here. Hey, next we have Mr. Williams, aka the creature from the Black Lagoon. What's up? How's it going?
He doesn't speak.
Oh, that's
much.
right.
He's above ground.
Can you do some sign language, or can you move those red fingers of yours?
That's the stuff right there.
That's what's up. Alright. Cool.
Alrighty.
Alright. Transform into our human cell. I don't know if that's possible, but here it is. Here we do.
We back.
Ow.
Everybody know I'm a motherfucking monster. So how's it going, guys?
Good, man. Good. Glad to be back in the saddle yet again. Here we are. The boys are back.
Yep. We're a few party monsters short tonight. Dracula got the Rona from a bat. Go figure. The bride is making me a sandwich in the next room. And the invisible man, maybe he's somewhere around here. I don't know.
That perv.
That little perv. No, that's the fucking Phantom of the Opera, man. That dude's a little creep, man. He's somewhere out there, like, hiding underneath an opera house or something, stalking some women, or I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I think he lived down there, didn't he, or something?
He's on set of High School Musical or some shit.
With the mummy. Well, today we're going to be getting into the Universal monsters, man. Shit, I'm a fan of those creatures. Are you?
You know, I was all about them. Like, in the sense that, like, have posters of these things on my wall, but, like, I was always fascinated by, like, the more human side of their stories, you know what I mean?
For real. They all
more
have
relatable parts of the monsters that like, you know, was like more of a representation of being human, you know?
Yeah, there's like a half human, half kind of.
I always liked that shit.
Yep, I could see that. And you, Mr. Williams?
Oh, I've been a fan, man, for a long time. You know me, I'm a freak, a kook, a dork. I mean, you name it, I'm into all that kind of shit. All the monsters, man. All the monsters.
Hell yeah, man.
The ones in my dreams, the ones in my head, the ones on the screen, all of them, dude.
Hell yeah. Today, man, we're going to go over through all the fucking Universal monsters, bro. I think there's a good number, 8 of them, I believe. We're going to start off with Dracula, bro. And Dracula, that's a classic, bro. It's written in 1897 by Bram Stoker.
Damn, 1897.
Stoker. Yeah, man. It's a classic, bro. The movie was made in 1931.
Does that have any relation to Nosferatu?
Nosferatu? That movie came before Dracula.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that not a vampire guy?
It is a vampire movie.
Okay.
I think Nosferatu means vampire in Romania, Roman or something. I don't know. Some kind of language. But yeah, but later on the story, I don't know so much. I think Nosferatu came from the story of Dracula. It was like a spin-off maybe perhaps. But later on, like, they decided to make the Dracula movie. That took off, man. It took off the character. We're definitely gonna start off with Dracula. So, what are you guys' thoughts about the character, man? Or just like the whole figure, the icon? It's very iconic.
I mean, it's the iconic figure in pop culture, dude, for sure. Like the movies and like the video games.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
think is what like kind of thrust them into like that.
Comic books.
Yeah, I mean Halloween too. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. Like every time I think of like Dracula,
Or vampires. He's like the most
yeah,
popular one.
exactly.
Yeah, as far as pop culture is concerned, I mean, you can find examples of some sort of Dracula / vampiric being, and whether it's movies, shows, like modern pop culture, for instance. I don't know how modern it is now, but I'm sure y'all guys remember that big Twilight series that came out in the mid 2000s, and that just really exploded the whole, vampire Dracula, situation. And there were so many spin-offs of shows and movies and things like that, and kind of died down a little bit, but I'm sure we'll see a resurgence of that type of character here soon.
Oh yeah, we will.
I know, kind of a departure from like what like actual vampire movies are like, right?
Oh,
Like fucking motherfuckers biting necks and turning bitches into vampires, and not fuckers like going to high school to pick up chicks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
and the thing with Dracula, bro, he had like a lot of wives, bro.
He could control people, bro. Like, I mean, like, what did he need to go to high? I don't know. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about like
Dude,
a comparison. We're not like a straight comparison. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Like I get that, but like quite a departure from like what like you would think vampire movie would be about, a vampire love story, like kind of like Interview with the Vampire, like
classic.
a weird kind of like intimate like relationship they had with that.
It's a lot of love stories with vampires, man. Why is that? It's like a lot of people, I guess, find that whole thing sexy.
I think
Drinking blood and shit like
yeah,
that.
I
you know
think
what
like
living forever.
biting is super like erotic or something like that.
Wasn't Abraham Lincoln a vampire killer?
I think
That's
so,
the
man.
rumor.
That's the
Right?
rumor.
I mean, they wrote a book and
Yeah.
a movie about it.
Yeah.
I didn't read.
Maybe that's why he got got.
Well, what's the whole thing about like Dracula or vampires in general? Don't they have? Aren't they like immortal or some shit?
Yeah, they live forever, and they have to drink blood. Maybe that's the whole thing with drinking blood, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Stem cells. That's why you hear about all these like the elite drinking baby blood and all that shit. Living forever.
Adrenochrome?
Something, man. There's probably something there. It's either like, this story either stems from Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Some people say, there was a dude back then where we get the name Dracula, I guess.
That's basically.
I think it means dragon or devil or something like that. And or Elizabeth Bathory. You guys familiar with that chick too?
Oh, wasn't she like a queen or some shit way back in the day? She
Like
like
a
bathed in blood or something?
Yeah, Hungarian serial killer, like a princess. She was like killing all this. Like she killed a lot of women, dude. Mm-hmm. Just bathed in their blood. So I don't know, man. That's a crazy thing. But yeah, with the thing with Dracula, it's like, I don't know, man. Like if vampires were real, if they were real, would you want to be a vampire?
Fuck no.
Nah, not really, because there's too many caveats to it. Like you can't go out in the sun. I'm kind of an outside dude. I like being outside.
Yeah. Off top for real. No sunlight. Off top. No. Basically.
Yeah. Nah. I'm not afraid of blood, but I mean, I'm not trying to be drinking blood. I'm not trying to incorporate blood into my protein shake or something.
Yeah,
A little much.
Well, you got to think of it like this, right? You become a vampire, and the idea is that you are now more evolved than just being human, and so eating and drinking, or killing, drinking blood is like not even a thing. It's what you're supposed to do. Like that's like, I guess, like what I get from when I watch movies like Interview with the Vampire, where he was like at first like not all about it, and he's like, Tom Cruise is basically telling him, he's like, all right, you're gonna have to do this shit.
Well, that's crazy, man. Like,
You know what I mean? You have
concept
to
of it.
come to grips with that part of it. Like, all right, I'm gonna fucking go up to this young child, and I'm gonna fucking bite him on the neck and suck him dry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
if
it
you
doesn't have to
can't
be
do
a
that,
child.
like if you cannot do that shit, like
Yeah.
I'll do that. You can't be a vampire. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you would be a vampire.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could be a vampire.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would definitely
living
not.
forever, dude. Having to drink blood, having to kill people. Dude,
Exactly,
you'll go
bro.
crazy, bro. Like
For sure.
I think maybe being immortal.
I think a lot of people. Yeah, go ahead.
I think being immortal could be like something, I don't know how to articulate it, but like I think being immortal is like a bad thing. Like you're supposed to die and like go on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the next stage of whatever this is. And, you know, that could be a punishment, right? Of just having to live eternity in one realm or dimension or what have you.
Instead of eternity and damnation.
Yeah.
Like just roaming the planet.
For all we know, this could be eternity and damnation, you know? I mean, this could be, you know, some say that this is, you know, the highest level of hell, but the lowest level of heaven.
Shit.
So.
Yep. Omne ignotum pro magnifico. All right, let's get on to the next one, man. Another classic. Frankenstein, man. The modern Prometheus. It was written in 1818 by English author Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley.
Classic movie was made in 1931, man. Same year as Dracula. So this is an iconic character, bro.
And this was made in 1818?
Written by an 18-year-old.
Holy shit.
For real. It was during a party or something. I think it was like a night like this, bro. Rain, thunder, lightning. And I think it was her husband, some other people. They had a competition. Lord Byron, some other writer. And they had a competition to see who can write the scariest story and shit. And they all went their own way, came back, told her story, and she's the one that won. Best story, man. And later, I don't know, it's a crazy story with her. It's tragic what she went through in life with miscarriages or just, I don't know. She lost a lot of children. And dealing with death and stuff like that. And I don't know what gave her the idea. Man, it said it came to her in a dream. And this is a crazy story, dude, about like, I don't know, man. There's so many things. Like, I think personally it deals with like transhumanism, like resurrection, like somebody craving a God complex. You know, just trying to create a human being and shit.
Definitely,
man.
yeah. Like like
shit. Go ahead, sorry, man.
Right? Like no, you're right. The God
invisible man in here, man, fucking around and shit.
The God complex, you know what I mean? Like trying the mystery of like life and creation, like creating life.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly, man. He created man and...
Like, okay, so like, yeah, I guess, okay, what does it mean to be God? Does it mean that you could just create life? And then if you create your own sentient being through like science and technology or whatever, does that make you a god?
Well, that's what this symbolizes, I think. Personally, this whole movie, it's like this guy craving that power, creating a man, which is like Frankenstein's Adam. You know what I mean? In a sense, like the first man, you know what I mean?
And he calls him father and shit.
Yeah. And then, you know, later on we get the bride of Frankenstein because he wanted a companion. And you think,
Did you ever see that Robert De Niro movie?
Mary Shelley. Oh, yeah. What'd you think about it?
I liked it, you know what I mean? Because like it kind of gave him like all like, it was kind of like supercharged, like kind of Frankenstein where he was like fucking dudes up big time.
Yeah.
And then like the tragedy of like, you know, like being like lost when you're a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, okay, I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, feeling afraid, I think was one of them. And then like, you know, I think that part where I think he tries to resurrect that lady, you know, he loses his wife. I mean, it's definitely, I think it's a definitely like a different kind of adaptation, but like, basically the Dr. Frankenstein has like a woman, I can't remember her name, but she dies somehow through some kind of lab accident, and so stricken with grief, he decides to go through the process again to bring her back. And it's one of the more fucking creepier scenes that I remember, like in movies, because like she's fucking disfigured, right? Like something happened to her face. That's how she died.
Yeah.
And like he's like, "Oh shit, you're alive! Oh shit!" And then they're like fucking like dancing around. He's like, "You remember, bitch? You remember?" And then, dude, it's just like she starts wigging out, and it's just like this. It's just a really creepy scene, like of like,
bringing anybody back to the from.
Because he clearly has feelings for
Crazy.
this shit, and he just brought it back to life, and it's just dead. Like he's gonna fucking bone this thing
Unless
again. Like,
unless it's like weird science. Unless you're making like a fine ass chick,
ooh,
man.
weird science.
You know
That's
what I mean?
definitely
That's like a
yeah.
Frankenstein story. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. But like you're bringing
Wow.
bits and pieces of body parts from
Bits and
everybody else.
pieces,
You know what I mean? And an abnormal brain you're adding to it. You're gonna.
It wasn't an abnormal brain though. It was a doctor's brain. What was it?
I don't know.
Oh no, that
Young
was like the
Frankenstein, huh?
young Frankenstein. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
So this
classic
is part
movie.
of Young Frankenstein, where like he has like an assistant. He's like a disfigured assistant. Calls him Igor,
Igor.
and he's like, "What brain did you grab?" And he's like, "Abby, Abby normal." And he's like, "Abnormal brain." That shit was funny.
Yeah, man, that's a crazy.
That's a fucking good movie too, dude. Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, man, that's a good classic.
That's a
Classic,
good
bro. It's
ass
probably
movie.
One of Mel Brooks's classic movies, famous movies.
Is that the classic scene where he's like, "It's alive! It's alive!"
No, they had that.
They do that too in there. Yeah, I think so. No, doesn't he do that?
Yeah,
good?
they had that scene in there
That's
too.
just a classic. That guy who did that, the Clive, I forgot his name, but he was like an alcoholic, dude.
Oh,
on set.
really?
Yeah, but it was an amazing performance. It's classic. It's iconic. It's alive. Exactly what you said when he yells that shit out, dude. Classic scene. Yeah, and also, yeah, speaking about the Bride of Frankenstein, it was in 1935. It was made in 1935, an American science fiction horror film written by William Herbert and John L. Balderstern. Stun. Very iconic look to her.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
I liked when they would do that Bugs Bunny thing when he would like imitate the. They did that. No, I think it was
And
Donald
Simpsons.
Duck. Yeah. Oh, and the Simpsons
Marge
too.
played her too.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very caring, man. It's a very
Yeah.
cool character.
And then and the Munsters too.
The Monsters, man.
That was a
Fucking
cool show,
classic.
man. I mean, when you talk about like having all like the classic things, I mean, like you had the vampire, you had the dad was like the Frankenstein thing, the son was like the wolf kid,
Yeah.
and then they even had the little normal daughter niece.
Did you say the grandfather already?
Yeah, he was the
Okay, yeah,
vampire.
yeah.
And I think they had an Uncle Gilbert, which is we'll talk about later.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
creature.
yeah. Uncle Gil.
Uncle Gil. All right. But yeah, it's kind of like a biblical story, bro. You know what I mean? Man creates man, woman, and I don't know.
How is that biblical?
Well, it's
Man creates man.
well, God creates man.
a man trying to play God or thinking he's
Yeah.
God. You know what I mean?
That's
But
not
going-
what. That's not. What,
But it's like the whole moral to the story is don't do that shit. You can't be God. You know what I mean? You're gonna create something that's not right. I guess.
yeah, that's true.
Simply put. And then he creates a companion, the Bride of Frankenstein, and which the movie do for her. She's like only in it for like 4 minutes. She doesn't say much. She just shrieks every now and then, and screams. But yeah, they both fucking go down in the blaze of glory, man. It's a crazy scene. But all right, let's go on to the next one.
What do we got? El Mumi.
JC, bro, what's up? The Wolfman. Yeah, man. And it's a 1941 American horror film written by Kurt, I'm going to butcher these names, Simak, and produced and directed by George Wagner. This is like there was no novel to this one, like Dracula or Frankenstein. No. This is something that was just a European folklore that's been around for I don't know how long, bro.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think there goes sightings of half man, half wolf, or half animal, like, for centuries. You know what I mean? In all parts of the globe.
For reals, man. Ever since like man was hunting, whatever. You know what I mean? They were putting their scalp, on their head.
Yeah, a lot of dudes were wearing
animals.
They were wearing animals. Yeah, exactly.
For real. So, and I think with that, dancing around the fire. Look at me. I'm a wolf. I'm sure that's how the story came about somewhere along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an ancient thing, bro.
I kind of dig it because like there's all these rules also about the wolf man too. You know what I mean? Like, except that like there's not really like the okay, I can't come into your house until you like until you invite me. It's just more like it's like a curse, right?
Oh,
Go, like,
isn't that with vampires?
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't really have like rules like that.
Yeah.
But like the full moon obviously is like a time where they just go completely feral and rampant and
A lunatic.
like
So
it's just killing. Often like they wake up without any memory of like what happened, just like basically with the aftermath of like waking up covered in blood with like possibly
what the
body parts next to you. You know what I mean?
That's like the worst fucking hangover. You can tell they just black the fuck out and they wake up like, what the fuck did I do?
You're like, it's like you think it's like barbecue sauce and it's like someone's ankle, like ankle juice on your fucking chin or something.
You're like, damn, I hope
Damn.
you're like, damn, I hope she was on her
Oh
period.
shit.
So they're the one monster that can change back between human and monster. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
I mean they live during the day. Their sunlight doesn't seem to be like necessarily like a problem for them.
Because Frankie's Frankie the whole time, Dracula's Dracula the whole time.
Exactly.
Wolfman,
Wolfman.
he'll change back and forth, right?
Yeah, but it's like a painful process, bro, if you think about it. And that's why I want to get into in this iconic character, but this creature. And it goes back, bro. It's just as old as witches and shit. They kind of go hand in hand, like with the pentagrams and shit like that. I don't know too much about it, but it's old, bro. But when we talk about Hollywood with werewolves, what's the best adaptation or description of a movie or whatever you can think of?
Huh?
Adaptation, bro.
You know what? Like, just the popular ones that I'm gonna like say off top that are like good. Like, obviously the American Werewolf and American
Werewolf in London. Classic. My favorite.
John Landis, I think, right?
Rick Barker.
Something like that.
Yeah, man.
Michael Jackson, also John Landis.
Baker.
The Thriller.
Thriller. Yeah.
That one was fucking badass, dude. Because I was actually scared on that one. You know what I mean? Like the whole movie part where they're in the theater, going back and forth between like what they're watching and what's happening. I thought that was cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then like stuff like Underworld. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't necessarily like have like the classic like, okay, like we gotta wait for the full moon thing, but it was like bringing vampires and werewolves together into like their own like kind of beef.
Well, like the lore of vampires they turn into werewolves too, I think. Like in Dracula,
yeah, like he turns into a wolf.
Werewolf,
the Wes Craven.
Yeah.
No, what was it? Bram Stoker's.
Yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
It's
Wes
Coppola,
Craven.
I think, that did the movie, which is a classic. That's a good movie too, man. I like that one. Just weird, but
Yeah.
and Keanu, I don't know.
That's Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
It kind of takes you out of the movie in a little bit. It's like that's Ted playing whatever.
But yeah, dude, that one, and then the 2010 Joe something, I can't remember his name, or I can't remember the director's name. I want to say it's Joe Johnson or some shit. But I could be wrong. But Benicio del Toro and like Sir Anthony Hopkins,
the Wolfman, the 2010
Wolfman.
one, that's bad.
That one's legit, bro. Dude. I kind of dig like there's only one way to kill a werewolf, bro. And that they're always kind of like in this state of like wanting to like kind of die or sacrifice their own life and in order to like to just kind of like get this curse away. You know what I'm saying? To get rid of it. That they're so willing to like, I don't care, whatever I gotta do. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's crazy. I don't know so much about the whole silver bullets and shit, but that's a dope movie. Silver Bullet. That's a dope one.
Isn't there a scene from like Futurama where like Bender gets bit by some sort of like he gets hit by this like monster car or whatever, and then he turns into the monster car, which is basically a werewolf, and every time there's a full moon, he like transforms into this like car and he goes out and like runs people over, and then he wakes up the next day like you were saying all fucked up, and he's like got like oil cans and bolts like strewed across the room and shit.
I know, man. Shit. That's a crazy scene, bro. I don't know. Just to wake up from that shit would be crazy. But I want to talk about that one transformation scene in the American Werewolf in London.
Right, yeah.
It's probably the best transformation. I remember as a child, bro, when I saw that shit, it scared the fuck out of me, bro.
It's definitely like it's cool like when you see like the animatronics and stuff like that, the prosthetics and the makeup.
Best practical effects you can get, bro.
Like
That's
basically get like
subjective.
the
I hope I said that guy's name right, man. He's badass. But the one that made that shit, but
and then they did the American Werewolf in Paris. That one was cool. That was like the 1997. It had like
the CGI. Yeah, it's all right.
I mean, it wasn't that great,
It's
but
just not the same.
I mean, the movie was pretty cool. And then the 2010 one. The 2010 one was the one I think was like the most like. And then the Michael Jackson one too.
Oh, that what? Okay, yeah.
The Thriller.
Teen Wolf, homie.
Teen Wolf, damn.
Teen Wolf 2.
That one was hilarious, bro. Where it's like
cool,
dad's trying to get in the room. What's going on? Let me in. Hold on. He's like, okay, you want to come in?
You asked for it. His fucking dad's just
And he's already like
him.
there, yeah.
Well, shit, man. That's cool. That's a cool character, man. It's very iconic. Even if a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright.
Yeah, that
Or
was like
full. Yeah.
that was from the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's from the movie. So main lesson: never moon a werewolf.
Never moon a werewolf.
Never moon a werewolf, or he'll bite your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, next one, man. Let's carry on. All right, man. This is one of my favorites too, man. The creature from the Black Lagoon. You want to take this one?
Gang, this is by far one of my favorite Universal monsters. Actually, it is in the last of the Universal monster universe, I guess. So it was directed by Jack Arnold. It came out in 1954. There was actually 3 of them. There was Creature from the Black Lagoon, the iconic one, Revenge of the Creature, and The Creature Walks Among Us. Kind of the theme amongst these 3 movies is sort of what people kind of talk about. It's kind of King Kong related. And what I mean by that is there's a monster and a damsel in distress, and he tries to get the hot bitch, and everyone's trying to fight to get the hot bitch back. Kind of like similar to King Kong in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. So the cool thing about it is there were 2 stunt creatures, okay? And there was actually 2 different locations that they filmed. One in Hollywood, where they filmed the above scenes on the land and everything like that. In Florida, that's where they filmed all the underwater scenes, right? Yeah. There were 2 different ones, the stunt creatures. One that did the underwater scenes. The director specifically wanted him in the original one to be able to hold his breath for at least 4 minutes because they didn't want air bubbles to come out from the suit because they wanted to be as authentic as possible.
4 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so the guy that did the underwater ones, the stunt guy, was like this Olympic diver or scuba diver, I think. Real cool dude, and he's actually the one that played the creature in all 3 movies as well, right? So kind of some concurrent shit there. The other thing is the cool part, which really kind of bums me out that didn't happen. There were talks in the 80s of them remaking the creature by one of my favorite directors, John Carpenter.
Badass.
It sucks that didn't come together, which sucks. And another cool thing, fun factoid, throughout the movie, there's a cool little scene, or there's a cool little sound effect that Double D is going to put in right here. And it happens 130 times throughout the film, as you hear this sound effect every time that you see the creature and everything. It kind of, at the beginning, it kind of goes along as far as like evolution is concerned, because at the beginning scenes, they're in the Amazon and they find like this hand claw that's kind of stuck in the
classic.
Yeah, in the wall, and they're digging it out and everything like that. But little do they know that there's an actual creature already living in the river behind them and everything.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So it's pretty cool, man. It's one of my favorite movies. My dad introduced it to me when I was a kid. I used to scare the shit out of my sister because we had a big pond that lived behind us. I told her he lived in there, and she didn't sleep too well for about a week because of that. So
And it's one of the first, I don't know if it's the first, but it's one of those early 3D movies, man.
It is. If you
Yeah.
notice, like in a lot of the scenes, there's weird scenes where he's like pawing at the camera, and there's a lot of just like weird scenes where things are coming at the camera because it was
the shoot,
the
harp, whatever.
Yeah, the harp like
whatever the
comes
fuck
at the
you call it,
camera. The
yeah.
harpoon, is coming at the camera because it was supposed to be in 3D. There's two types of 3D. There's like polarized 3D, and then there's another type of 3D. But the other 3D is the one it's, I believe, polarized. The ones that have the red and blue lenses and stuff is how it was filmed, and that was like big for that time. That was like a big, not invention, but a big thing that they were trying to promote, as far as making it more immersive, so to speak. So I'm really a really big fan of it, and I really dig the fact that it kind of touches on just evolution, and then also some can derive some sort of aquatic ape kind of theories behind it, because they talk about how there were they only show one creature in the film, but they talk about, like in the lore, how there was a race of these creatures that lived kind of underwater and had their own little civilization and everything like that.
I know. And you think of the gill man, you think of maybe reptilians, lizard people, or something like that. That's probably what those kind of figure, what they're depicting or talking about when they're talking about the creature.
The creatures made many appearances in other facets. Like, for instance, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan, but Guillermo del Toro made a movie called The Shape of Water, which is basically, this...
Won a lot of awards.
Yeah, it's because it's a cool movie as far as aesthetically, but it's just some gill man finger banging this deaf chick for half the fucking movie. It's okay, but it's really aesthetically cool looking.
That he wanted to make the
well, that's what it was.
They couldn't get the licensing.
And he was like, "Fuck you, I'm still gonna make it." But they fucked up because that shit won a lot of awards.
It did.
Oscars and shit.
I just think the only thing I don't like about it is just too. Not a big fan of it. It's just too love heavy. It's too love heavy.
Super.
And then also, I'm sure y'all guys have seen the series called Hellboy. And don't they have a gill guy in one of the gill monsters or whatever?
Abe Sibian.
Yeah, and he's kind of a rendition, so to speak,
Sibian.
of the creature. So
Sapien.
Yeah.
Damn.
Close. Third time's a charm. Time's a charm.
It's a dope character, man. Very iconic. I think it looks, definitely one of the fucking scariest looking of the Universal monsters, I think, personally.
I kind of find that aquatic ape theory is so fascinating too, man.
Well, we're part of it, supposedly. That's how we evolved, maybe, supposedly. We branched off. Maybe there was this, somewhere along our evolutionary process, something branched off or just lived close by water, because we're very different from other primates. If you think about it.
Most primates can't swim.
They can't swim. And I don't know, man. There's something to it. I don't know. It's a theory by this one lady. I'll put her name in right there or something. But
and that's how I guess the theory is granted there was stuff popping up all over the place, but for them to swim, obviously not across oceans, but across short lengths of water, a lot of them were landlocked for most of their time, and then whenever they started getting more comfortable swimming, that's when they started breeding with other primates that were across the pond, so to speak.
What?
Right
that, like I said, it's very iconic. If you think about other stuff in pop culture, Swamp Thing, giant size man thing.
Well, Swamp Thing was a science experiment. I mean, he was a science experiment gone wrong.
Still, it's something that looks like
kind of the same thing. Also,
out of the swamp or whatever,
water related, so to speak.
This is so true.
Yeah,
cool character, man.
And you can even go as far as to stretch that potentially there could be some relation as far as maybe this being a creature from the Atlantis time period or something.
That's that too. Whatever's been underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we were let's just say it took that one thing to come out of the water first, right? And then that's what basically was happening. That's what spun earth breathing mammals, whatever. whatever stayed underwater has been evolving since that whole time, but like without challenge of having to like, compete with the sun and fucking,
I don't know, man.
oxygen and all that kind of stuff. It's just been evolving this whole time too. We don't even know how deep the ocean is. I mean, we probably do but we don't even know what's down there. We can't even get down there.
It's probably roommates with the Loch Ness monster, bro. Who knows what's going on down there and shit.
Oh, that's a different podcast for a different day, my friend.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of the classic ones, man. Personally,
it's a good one. My Creature is definitely my favorite, and I think it's the one that doesn't get a lot of, or that people like the most, just simply because there's not so much of the creature out there. There is some rarity, so to speak. Like, you'll find renditions of Frankenstein every decade, right? Yeah. You don't see any, aside from Guillermo del Toro's rendition of it, that's the first you've seen of, the creature in decades. I mean, 40, 50 years, really and truly, but you can see vampires and Wolfman and Dracula and Frankenstein all throughout, the decades. So real that's popular true. One of my favorite, boys.
Yeah, for sure. And all right, let's go on to some other ones, man. The Invisible Man, man, written in 1897 by H.G. Wells. The movie in 1933. It's a classic, man. It's a
good movie, dude.
Good
movie, man. My favorite scene is when he's like in the barn and he's trying to like get warm with hay, and all you see is just like hay flying around, and the farmer comes out and tries to like stab the hay with a pitchfork and everything. And then of course the most iconic scene where they wrap the gauze around him
something, and he's with this.
Yeah, and you see his glasses and everything. It's such a good movie, dude.
Dude, out of all these creatures and monsters, he's probably the one that kills the most. Maybe Dracula, who knows about him? But
Dracula probably for sure.
The lore about him, who knows? But this guy too, man. He in the movie, I tally.
You mean like he's the only one that murders?
Murders, yeah. Oh, well, I think they all kind of murder. Frankenstein.
Well,
murders,
I mean, like,
he's just dumb. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly. Like
fucking Wolfman.
This is like premeditated. Like,
well, yeah. Okay, he kills 122 people in this movie.
Shit.
There's a scene with the train. Yeah, man. He's fucking.
I probably have to go back and watch it.
But
it's worth it. It's worth the watch.
And the thing is with him, he turns invisible and he goes insane because he can't really go back. He can't transform back and forth. He's just invisible. But while he's invisible, he goes insane. I guess just doing everything like that and getting away with it.
But just nobody can see you.
No one can see you. I guess, I could just picture it. Yeah, you'll probably fucking go nuts.
Because, I mean, you're just thinking, you're walking around in the grocery store, if they had those back then, all of a sudden you see a can of peas, like, floating around. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, it's just me, bitch. But nobody knows.
Maybe that's what the whole thing about Ghost is.
Yeah, I think, wasn't it like Plato, didn't he, like, talk about that shit? Like, if you were invisible, like, there's, like, 100% chance that you're doing some fucking...
Some fucked up shit.
Yeah, bro. Because, I mean,
sure.
No one's going to fucking see you, dude. No one's going to, like, you know what I mean? You can get away with anything. Like,
and that's the thing with,
I don't know. It probably wasn't Plato, but, like, it was somebody.
I don't know.
Some philosopher.
And that's the thing. This is some technology, bro. Like, weaponized technology. Like, what happens if somebody comes up with this type of shit where they can go invisible like that and just fucking breach whatever fucking compound or facility or whatever the fuck, man. I don't know. You name it. Just fucking banks, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Well, I think once that technology happens, it's going to be hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube. That's the scary part.
Yeah, well, and then security is just going to get more like to the fact where they are, all right, instead of like, check-in signs are going to have like, okay, we're going to have like
thermal
like,
cams.
Yeah, like fucking Total Recall and shit, dude, when they walk to the fucking the boot.
That's crazy, man. That's gonna be fucking man. I could see that shit. Like if people were to get a hold of that shit, what they'll do with it, man. That'd be fucking scary as fuck.
Well, they already have those blankets, those cloaking blankets or whatever.
Oh, like some Harry Potter shit.
Yeah. Military has that stuff where they can cloak a plane and everything.
What about movies? Other movies with this kind of invisible man or
I like the Hollow Man.
The Hollow Man. That's some fucked up shit.
I remember the Hollow Man like. Mostly, like, I mean, yeah, I remember, like, Kevin Bacon and, like, he turns invisible and kind of go crazy, too. But I remember, like, there was this one part totally, completely unrelated to, like, monsters and shit. Mm-hmm. But he used to have, like, a printed banner on his apartment and said, "You should be working." And I remember that shit, and I was always like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." I remember I did that shit in college. I put that shit on my fucking wall. I was like, "You should be working." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Gotta be working, my friend. Make that money.
But that was another, like, that was definitely one of those crazy death scenes where they're following him with like a blowtorch and they're burning his skin, and he's kind of turning it off so that they can't see him or whatever. It's wild.
That's
Kinda gross.
crazy.
How about the Chevy Chase movie?
I remember that one being fucking weird because he was trying to eat.
And you can see it digesting and shit.
Well, no, because like he couldn't figure out how to grab the thing with his hands because he couldn't see his hands, and so he grabbed like a big ass like serving spoon and he just like shoveled it into his mouth.
Well, that's what the classic one too. He says he can't eat because it'll show. You know what I mean? So I guess he doesn't fucking eat.
We were talking about National Lampoons. Go ahead.
I don't know, but yeah, those are the only ones I could think of. But there's that new one, which is all right, man. That new Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man, yeah, that one's
cool.
like I remember. I'm pretty sure I've seen it because like, you know, I usually kind of go for like these new movies, not like new movies, but just check out like new movies I like. But nothing stood out to me, bro. I just remember this guy I guess he just beats up his chick a lot, bro.
I guess that's it. You don't even know who the fuck
that's like
actor is.
the number one thing I took away was like this fucker beats up his girl.
Like you're gonna have that badass technology, bro, and that's what you're gonna do.
Nothing,
it's like some domestic violence shit, like some spousal abuse.
Right? Yeah. Nothing else like from the movie. Like I don't remember shit else from there.
Damn. What a waste.
Oh.
Children of the Night. What music they make. All right. Phantom of the Opera, man. This is one of the last ones, I guess. Oh, we got The Mummy, too. Phantom of the Opera, written in 1910 by Gaston Leroy. I don't know, some French dude. 1925 was the movie. It's a musical. It was a silent film at first, I believe. They remade it many times. And it's about just some creep that's just wandering the catacombs of Paris, the opera house. Just like haunting and shit, I guess. And somebody just has a whole bunch of booby traps and doesn't want people coming in.
Seems kind of a lazy idea, if I'm being honest.
I remember like there was like a cartoon, and like it was like a cartoon adaptation of it, dude. And he had like it was like some kind of like elaborate fucking Indiana Jones shit going on with like fucking booby traps and stuff.
Yeah,
like what the fuck,
exactly.
man? Like I thought this shit, and I guess the dude was like more darker than like I expected. Also, I was like
a grotesque, disfigured dude, man. Like the classic, the old one, the silent one. There's that classic scene when she just creeps up on him when he's playing the piano, I guess, and she takes the mask off, and he's just kind of like a skeleton, or I don't know, like a skull or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, his face. He doesn't have a nose. His eyes are all.
I never saw the remake either with the Emmy Russell.
Oh, my girlfriend.
I didn't see that one either.
Man, dude, the one that breaks your heart on Shameless. Shit.
Yeah.
Brains. Yeah, man. So I don't know too much about that one either. I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I know it's fucking popular, bro. I know they made a whole bunch of fucking movies and shit about this thing. So, I don't know. It's kind of like that dude from V for Vendetta. You know what I mean? He's just like hidden. You know what I mean? It's kind of similar, no? I don't know. But shit. Okay. All right, last we'll talk about The Mummy. It's a 1932 American movie written by Nina Wilcox, Putman, and Richard Shayer. It's a classic, man. I think out of all these fucking creatures, man, it's probably the only one that's kind of like real in some sense. You know what I mean? There are mummies in Egypt.
That's true.
Maybe other places too. I don't know.
This is true, right? I mean, like they have, like mummified bodies.
Yeah.
They do have like pyramids and tombs and stuff like that.
For real, man. And just the whole thought about it, like the afterlife and the curse of the mummy. You know what I mean? It's a trip.
That's what I was always kind of like unclear about. The curse of the mummies. Do you become like undead? Like, does he eat you? Does he take your like?
If you fuck with it, you gotta let it rest forever. But if you fuck with it, like it's gonna come back and haunt you.
Yeah, because that's what they always say about like those tombs or whatever. That it's cursed. For in Egypt, you're not supposed to fuck with the tombs because it has a curse, and when you break the seal, like some shit'll, bad curse will happen. The mummy will come up, fuck shit up.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a trip, dude. I wonder if he like, cause you know how like they put all their organs in jars and stuff like that. I wonder if they're like, hey, bitch, what's up? Give me that shit.
Maybe. Well, they bury him with a bunch of shit that they need in the afterlife.
Isn't that what that movie? Wasn't that what the first movie was about? Like he gets like all his organs back or something like that, and becomes whole.
Yeah, I think the name of the mummy is Imhotep. Imhotep. That's the name of the dude. And the mummy comes from like it's a Latin word. Mummia means for a embalmed corpse.
Oh,
so that's what it means. It's like a Latin word and stuff. So
spooky.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting. Stepping outside of the universe really quickly, I just had a thought, an idea. I know y'all guys are real big movie buffs, much more than me. I want to get y'all's guys' thoughts just real quickly on that movie, The Fly.
That movie was all fucked up.
It's kind of like some kind of...
I don't
know. It's like some transformation kind of thing, too. I was going to compare it with Frankenstein, but I don't think you can.
That's some like fucking like one of those movies where you think that they're like warning you about like technology and like the dangers of fucking science and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like the homeboy accidentally stumbles upon this fucking, I mean, that doesn't accidentally, but like he stumbles upon this technology, but then an accident happens, fucking transforms him into a fucking freak.
Because it's like the technology.
Okay, then never mind. It's like Frankenstein, then I guess. Kind of similar. You're using some kind of science or something to transform something to come alive.
The technology
was teleportation.
Yeah,
well, that's true. Yeah, that is
and
true.
And a fly went in there.
And a fly just happened to be in there at the same time.
Sync DNA.
Man, fuck Jeff Goldblum.
Fuck Jeff.
No, he's actually kind of cool.
He did this funny Jeff Goldblum impression. No, but like, it was cool because you could see him like the cycle,
right, of him.
I'm excited about this. This is different. My body is changing. Blah 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 blah. And then it goes to the oh shit, my body is changing.
Oh shit.
Like while rapidly, and then decay, and then it's just fucking nasty after that.
Oh, disgust. Yeah, and then at the end, he like puts the gun to his head.
Fucking nasty, blam.
Yeah, he's like throwing up on his food.
Ugh. I was gonna mention, hey, with the mummies, did you know back then, bro, they used to have unwrapping parties when they used to find mummies and they used to just unwrap them, like these rich motherfuckers.
Oh wow!
When they start, like, what time period was this? Was this like 1800s when they started?
Maybe like early 1900s.
That's just like for real. When you think about like no respect for fucking other people's culture or fucking like, let's just fucking do this shit.
I wonder what's up with those families that did that shit. They're actually cursed, man. If they're still around, they still inherit all that money they have and shit.
It belongs in a museum. All this kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? No, bitch, just leave it there. Like.
Knows those could have been one of the 13 families.
That's right. So, hey, man, out of all these guys, bro, all the Universal monsters, because there are some verses, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, Dracula versus this and that. Who do you think will fuck up who within the Universal monsters? Who will stand victor?
Well, I think the creature has a little bit of an advantage just because he's I can't think of the term for it, but he's aquatic and land, right? So he has two different territories he can fight on, right? Some can swim, but they can't live underwater as well.
This is so true. Frankenstein would be fucked underwater.
I mean, all of them would be, really.
Frankenstein is just
except
all
for Dracula.
Dracula's all brains.
Well, Dracula has
and
a dream.
Frankenstein's all bronze. You know what I mean?
But Dracula has magic.
That is true. He is magic.
Oh, I don't know.
You can't fuck with magic.
I mean, you can. Like, I mean, Frankenstein would probably probably box with Dracula, but Frankenstein probably would like do shit underwater.
Dude, Frankenstein, if he looks like he could throw down. If he just
could
trained,
box
bro,
with
get some
everybody.
MMA and some jiu-jitsu, bro, Frankenstein would fuck
Who
shit up,
do you
bro.
think, Frankenstein or Tyson Fury?
Shit,
this is the same guy. That's what.
He could. Tyson Fury could play Frankenstein in the next.
Oh, that's what I was saying. There you go.
Hell yeah.
No, yeah, right. That guy can fucking fight.
I don't know. Honestly, I think probably the Invisible Man.
Just wait it out. Like the Hunger Games?
How can you fight something you can't
There was like
see?
a Royal Rumble.
Dude, what do you mean? Dracula could smell your he could hear your fucking heart beating, bro. Like from fucking miles away, bro. You don't think he could see you fucking hear where the fucking invisible man
You
is?
just see some flying steak or something coming towards him and shit.
I know he's like, I know, right?
Or something walking towards him
Nobody
with some
see me.
garlic.
He's just holding it behind his back.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know, man. That's an interesting question I wanted to ask. But
I mean, like when you, I think Frankenstein probably has the more fucking like support. When you think about, it's either Dracula or Frankenstein that has like the popular vote.
Oh yeah. That's true. Well, I mean, you want to go on popular or practicality. You know, that's the hard part here.
Yeah.
And I think everyone has their different advantages and different disadvantages, right?
Mm.
So they could all even out at the end of the thing, and you might have to, handicap. So like Dracula, for instance. I mean, that's just, he sounds like all powerful. You know.
Well, I mean, they do. I mean, they have movies about like them fucking killing that fool like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what that shit is. Like,
speaking about movies, a movie you probably need to see. I don't know if you've seen this. We saw it the other day.
Monster Squad. Yeah.
So that's like the class, dude. It's kind of cheesy, bro. Whatever. It's kind of cool. I dig it because of all the fucking whatever. But it's like the first time you see them all together like that, dude. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Like a team up. Like if they were to do something like the Avengers and shit.
Mm.
But it'd be cool to see something like that nowadays, man. I don't know, man. These iconic figures, these movies are classic too. I recommend people check them out. There are black and white, but you know what I mean. For these movies,
keep them in pop culture. You know what I mean? Like keep the spirit alive.
for reals, man. Like I said, there are black and white, these classic ones, but the characters themselves are very colorful, and hopefully we have them around for a lot longer, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's up? Also, let me try to see. You guys want to say anything before we wrap this shit up like a mummy?
No, let's
Nah.
go. Whoa.
Like I said, check it out. Give them a watch, man. I'm a big fan of the creature. Give it a watch.
That's what's up. Happy Halloween.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.